Season 3 of Amphibia is right around the corner, which is why I made this quick summary of Season 2's finale in order to get you ready to dive into the new season. The episode begins with a flashback from several months ago, showing Marcy in a library somewhere in Los Angeles, where she discovers an article on the calamity box. She's called home by her parents, who tell her they'll be moving and leaving California. Marcy doesn't accept her parents' decision and runs away from home. She passes a second-hand shop and spots the calamity box that, according to the article from earlier, can be used to travel to other worlds. So she texts Sasha about a gift for Anne, leading up to the girls being teleported to Amphibia. Then the episode returns to the current point in time, when Anne is about to hand over the charged calamity box to Andrias. However, Grimes snatches it away and a fight breaks loose that ends in Andrias being forced to yield to Grimes and Sasha, who threaten to destroy the box. All of Newtopia is taken over by toads, since no one can oppose the attackers as long as Andrias is held hostage. Sasha offers Anne and Marcy to either be sent home or to help her building the toad regime. Anne lashes out on her, telling her that she's a horrible person and that she decisively does not want to be her friend anymore. Sasha is enraged to such a degree that she opens the calamity box in order to separate Anne and the Plantars forever, but is instead surprised by the fact that the box doesn't work. For the time being, they are all supposed to be sent to the dungeon, but they manage to escape due to the help of Lady Olivia and General Yunan, Scourge of the Sand Wars, defeater of Despite the situation being almost hopeless, with the other Toad armies approaching, the group doesn't yield and comes up with a risky plan that is immediately executed. Marcy, Olivia and Harpap break into the dungeon to free the king, while Polly, Yunan and Frobo keep the rebelling Toads inside the city in check. Anne and Sprig set out to close the city gate to prevent more Toads from getting in. At the same time, Sasha is questioning her life decisions, but is ripped out of her thoughts when she discovers the haunting mural depicting Andrias' true evil nature. Having noticed Anne's escape, Sasha runs up to her at the gate, wanting to convince Anne that Andrias cannot be trusted. Obviously, Anne doesn't believe a single word, since she has lost every last drop of trust in Sasha. The plan turns out to be a full success, and Andrias regains control of the city. After all these months, Anne hands over the charged calamity box to Andrias, fully expecting to finally being able to go home. However, Andrias begins to tell the story of how he caused Newtopia to lose all its technological advances 1,000 years ago by trusting those he believed to be his friends, who ultimately stole the box. Now that the box has returned, he plans to restore Newtopia's former glory, but he doesn't want to stop there. In fact, his goal is to continue the work of his ancestors by ruling over all worlds, including Earth, which is also why he won't send the girls home. The protagonists express their determination to put an end to his plans, to which Andrias responds with a demonstration of his power. He connects the castle with a box, so that the castle lifts off into the sky, while the ancient factories pick up the robot production, and Andrias blows up Toad Tower with a single laser beam fired from the castle. That's when Marcy has enough and reminds Andrias of their deal that no one would get hurt. Evidently, Andrias reveals that he has been playing Marcy from the very beginning, and also fills in Anne and Sasha on Marcy being the reason why they are in Amphibia at all. Marcy forcedly opens up about her feelings, describing how her parents decided to move out of state and that she didn't want to be alone. She had hoped the three of them could stay together forever, which is why she used the box on purpose and promised it to Andrias. Understandably, the other girls can't agree with that logic and are shattered. Nonetheless, as always, Anne steps up again and manages to unite everyone in resisting Andrias. During the fight, Frobo loses his life protecting Polly, who suddenly grows legs. They are all forced to surrender when Andrias gets a hold of Sprig and threatens to throw him out of of a window, what he proceeds to do anyway. As a consequence, due to Anne experiencing a deep emotional trauma, her connection to the blue gem reaches its maximum, causing her to unlock new powers. Not knowing that Marcy and Joe Sparrow went after Sprig to save him, Anne gives Andrias, who seems to be acquainted with those powers, a good beating. Her power-up isn't of long duration though, since it appears to put an enormous strain on her body. As she returns to her regular self, Sprig has already returned to the castle and runs up to her. While Andrias was distracted by Anne, Marcy snuck up to the calamity box and somehow succeeded in opening a portal to Urhg. Sasha and Grime hold off Andrias so that the Plantars and Anne can jump through the portal. Marcy is about to hand the box over to Anne, saying, "I just need to," when she is stabbed by Andrias. She collapses and lets go of the calamity box. Next thing we know, Anne and the Plantars find themselves in the middle of the streets of Los Angeles. And that's where season 3 will kick off. Make sure to come back to Frogtoons for breakdowns of each and every upcoming Amphibia episode. See you next time.